Welcome to the Netball World Youth Cup, and it's business as usual. Fantastic netball games being played on today, day 8 of the competition. And we're about to bring onto court the Cook Islands and the team from Samoa. So this is a placing game, playing for 11th and 12th in placing. So crowd are in, all to play for. And the game to follow this one will be the home nation, Botswana, against Zimbabwe. We've just witnessed a superb encounter between Wales and Trinidad and Tobago. And Wales, they finished on top in a very tight contested game. They take 13th place, Trinidad Tobago 14th. So, as the teams go through their final preparations, we'll bring you the team lists and those starting sevens from both nations. So, from Samoa, full squad list on your screen, the starting seven. Goalkeeper, Solia. Goal defence, Sasega. Wing defence, Soleil. Centre, Ropati. Wing attack, Southon. Goal attack, Salanoa. Goal shooter, Muliaga. The captain is Soleil and the coach is Lee Edwards. So the next squad list, as you can see, the Cook Islands is up there for you, the starting seven. Goalkeeper, Roberts. Goal defence, Miho. Wing defence, Owariki. Centre, Iro. Wing attack, Milani. Goal attack, Glassy. Goal shooter, Tiri. The captain is Glassy. The coach is John Glassy. Our umpires for this game, Chikatsa Lepole, Janet Edeling, and the reserve is Gareth Fowler. So all players on court ready, and Denise Egan joins me in commentary, and it's all to play for. These two teams will eagerly want to finish on top, Denise.
Yes, certainly we're looking for a sizzling, sensational match today for 11th and 12th place here at the indoor arena.
So Chikatsa, the umpire, delivers the ball. If it's anything to go by, the last game was electrifying. TNT and Wales fought to the final whistle. It was just a one-goal ball game. So Samoa with the intercept. Great start from Ropati. So rebounded by Muliaga from Samoa.
So Samoa in the blue, take an early lead, disrupting Cook Islands centre pass, but a turnover gained by the Cook Islands in green.
Good arms there over the ball from Soleil. So good pressure, Samoa. Cook Islands struggling to get the ball through to that shooting opportunity.
Samoa building this attack very steadily, looking for the straight line into the goal, being very patient. There's a one-on-one into the shooter. Footwork deemed from Chikatsa Lepole. So a turnover again to Cook Islands. Bit of a tentative start, I think.
So just the one goal in for Samoa. Both teams will be desperate for the win. These are placing games, obviously, the last games for the countries. They want to finish confidently. So this is penalty, and Glassy to secure the first goal for the Cook Islands. That's in, that's better. She's been a strong figure for the Cook Islands side, Glassy.
So that's good sighting of the front position of the goal shooter, Muliaga. Just bobbles out. A quick rebound by Samoa.
So just disrupting play again in the mid-court. So both teams just probably need to reset themselves as they bring the ball through the mid-court area. Nice shooting. That's the captain, Glassy, for the Cook Islands, taking an early lead there by 1 goal. So, mid-court posing problems for both teams, Denise.
Yes, they certainly are. We've had high error rate catching, footwork, but that's a good shot there under the post, sealing off a 3-1 lead to the Cook Islands. We see some tough contests as they're going for the ball.
So Glassy, she likes the mid to long range shot. Another successful one in for her. So 4-1 in favour of the Cook Islands.
Yeah, Glassy, the captain, on the goal attack for Cook Islands, being very dominant in the shooting circle. Lovely feed to the goal attack, Solanoa.
Oh, nice long ball. Good vision by the Cook Islands attack, but again, just couldn't creep in. And that's some good pressure from Solia, the goalkeeper. She's got this good strength. She's got that ability to close off the post and take the rebound. So shooter out just to support. That's Muliaga. And again, shaky start from Samoa.
That was a beautiful front position by Mihar, the goal defence from the Cook Islands.
Hey, big wave to everyone back home. That's what that group are saying. So again, it's broken down by the Samoan defensive pair in the circle.
So Muliaga with the shot for Samoa. Takes them to 3 goals.
So Samoa then to tie the score. And just playing a one-on-one in the circle there. The shooter moving out, just delaying that move in, and that's proving successful for Samoa in attack. Oh, superb. She's really breaking it down. She's taking the rebounds equally. She checked the shot there. That's the goalkeeper, Solia, from Samoa.
Excellent timing and elevation. So here we go again. Steady build up, taking the ball to the top. Chooses to go out. There we see circle rotation, both shooters, one to the top, one to the post. Feeder's not comfortable yet. Looking in on the one-on-one. That's their chosen delivery at the moment for Samoa.
Yes, changed up their attack there. They've played a one-on-one in the circle. They were just struggling to put the ball in, so clever play. They've adjusted against the defence of the Cook Islands.
Much faster release there to the wing attack in the pocket. And the goal attack, Salanoa. I always get the pronunciation, so do apologise to everybody out there who're probably screaming at us.
Yes, lots of names, but when you're seeing quality netball, I'm sure you're enjoying this fine display through the live stream. So pretty tight, Samoa 6, Cook Islands 5.
That's good out and in work by the goal shooter from Samoa, Muliaga, sealing it off, making sure she's got it in.
So Cook Islands got the early lead. Samoa, they've worked hard. They've reset the structure in attack, playing a different game, taking the ball to the edge, and they've got through that early defensive pressure of the Cooks. So chance again. It's always interesting when you see a shooter nearer to the post offload to a goal attack behind, but she likes the mid to long range shots, Denise.
Yeah, she certainly does, and she has a high percentage. That's 4 to 4 so far for Glassy, the captain of Cook Islands. Beautiful vision into the post from Aliaga. So Samoa 8, Cook Islands 5.
So Samoa again disrupt. Good long bomb there. That's from the wing attack. That's south on right through to Salanoa. Superb ball, great vision.
Samoa 9, Cook Islands 6. Takes that to 10. Samoa 10. Excellent interception, putting a lot of pressure on. Goal shooter having to come out for the Cook Islands. So just adapting to each other's strengths here. Beautiful shot again by Glassy. That diagonal ball, well read by Miha on the goal defence. Offline defender from Samoa, Sasiga. A lovely take. And she backs it up through the court. Cook Islands dropping back, 2 on the circle edge. Perhaps need a bit more pressure through the mid-court. Seems a little bit too easy for Samoa. Great from position from goal attack. Salanoa. It's always good when the goal attack takes interceptions in the mid-court. It's an extra bonus.
So good pressure, Cook Islands defence, but Samoa just keep using that change of direction, that quick one-step move to sell the dummy to the defender. So chance now, Muliaga, she sinks another one. So we now see Samoa go to a 5-goal lead against the Cook Islands. So 12 goals to 7 in the last 3 minutes of the first quarter.
So wing defence, goal defence, really tracking their players very hard for Samoa. And Cook Islands' only option was that long pass to Shooter. So spoiling their attacking play.
And can't fault the tenacity and the speed of Mihar. She's doing all she can, the goal defence for the Cook Islands, to disrupt what is a good shooter pairing from Samoa.
Yes, they've been very confident and assured in their quick movement and changes of direction, and the accuracy of 100% so far for Samoa. Now it's better defence from the Cook Islands backliners. Got to work hard to get Glassy in. There she is. Sometimes the risk of taking those longer shots, if you do get a miss, it's hard to get the rebound.
And just sense that the scoreline really does tell us something about Samoa. They just were shaky at the start, Denise, but then they've just developed that good connection through the court. Their ball speed is good, their movement off the ball equally matching. So is this a sign that they're going to just push ahead even more?
Cook Island's got to work very hard, right, to push up and put more pressure on them. As you can see, a line of blue every time Cook Islands get the ball.
So Glassy, she takes another mid-range shot. That's where she's accurate. She'll keep powering those home, but it is a good display in the latter half of this first quarter by Samoa. So chance to secure.
Some worried looks here. Holding his head.
It must have been a great night out, that's what we think. So there we go, that's the end of the first quarter. It's Samoa 16, Cook Islands 8. Both teams eagerly trying to gain that 11th placing. So this is the 11th, 12th placing game of this World Youth Cup. And after an initial lead by the Cook Islands, the Samoans, you can see there, regained the structure and really did come out strong. So we'll be back for the final, for the second half pretty soon. We'll leave you with some highlights of the first 15 minutes.
If it's not on, they're on time for the reset. We'll get in a better position. So give it a try. Well, just have a look at the quality system, make sure one on and one's hitting that top. We're getting good feedback.
So welcome back for quarter two of this, the 11th, 12th placing game at the Netball World Youth Cup. So Cook Islands, lots of information being given down on their bench. A little bit more relaxed, as you could see from the Samoan coach, as we get ready to go with Chikatsa Lephall.
Early miss, Thierry from Cook Islands. That's a good defensive movement by wing attack from the Cook Islands. Milani. And we need Glassy to get this long range shot in. But a good sweep off the rebound. Take us to the second goal.
So Samoa on the attack, just resetting at the transverse line again, playing the short game. Patient build up, one shooter in for most of the time. They're quite keen just to keep working around the circle and splitting this Cook Islands defensive pair.
Good step around the defender by wing attack. See shooter in, and that's a great shot under the post.
So Thierry lands another 7-goal difference. Samoa 17, Cook Islands 10. Oh, good shooting. So retaining the 8-goal margin so far in this first 1.5 minutes. And did well there, Lassie, just to keep that ball in. Lands in the hands of the Samoans, so fast on the transition. Delayed a little bit now in the mid-court with the pressure from the Cook Islands. So looking a little bit disappointed, the Cook Islands supporters. And just couldn't quite land that one. She'll take another. For Lassie, that position is like being under the post, so she does like those mid-rangers. Come on, show us the sign. Hashtag Botswana, go Cookies.
Those ladies in their traditional costume of their home country have been here at every match. We see them at breakfast. Right, they're always there, keen to push their players' names to us.
Yes, it's been a fantastic competition, and Molly Roan, she was the one who said so many friendships are forged at world events like this, flagship event for the International Netball Federation. And we can pretty much say the Cook Islands have been, and the travelling supporters in our hotel, they've been pretty special, Denise.
Yes, they certainly have. They seem to move around as a group as well, so they're very, very noticeable.
So we've loved the national gear. We love their ability to tell us the stories from the Cook Islands. They're pretty good at offloading the gifts as well, aren't they?
They certainly are. Oh, fabulous shot from Muliaga, the goal shooter of Samoa. Takes them to a 5-3 lead in this second quarter. Samoan defense really forcing Cook Island shooters to go further and further away from the post. Double teaming on the shooter, making sure there's no space available.
So Glassy as Robert Salia tries to put the pressure on, but Lassie, she's successful. Still the game opens out for Samoa. They've got a 9-goal lead, just winning this quarter by the single goal.
So Lee Edwards on the Samoan coach, really urging her team onwards and upwards.
Good work there, Salanoa, just using the support of Southon on the wing attack just to get herself closer to the post. But that's a timeout called by the centre from the Cook Islands, Iro, and we'll bring the changes as soon as we receive them in commentary. And you get a flash there of the Botswana national squad. The under-21s are in the house, ready for their most important game, playing for 9th, 10th against Zimbabwe. So contact and Samoa in possession. So the crowd filling as it's the Botswana game next. So they're all in the house, beginning to find their seats. And if it's anything like the last game, they'll be dancing away.
Well, that was much better reading by the Cook Islands circle defenders. Double teaming on the goal shooter, inviting a diagonal pass.
So there you see,
safely.
People of all ages coming in, the babies, the parents. No one is missing this next game. But in the meantime, we're seeing Samoa go out to a 14-goal lead after that goal. It's Samoa. And the Samoans.
Jonathan Edwards trying to get some strategic information to his players. Bench looking on.
So Samoa caught out. Cook Islands, they've got to do something if they want to make a comeback. Samoa looking more and more comfortable out there, and again just seems to be contact call or an offside against the wing defence there for the Cook Islands. Salanoa, she puts another one in. There we see smiles all round in the crowd.
It's interesting to see the holding position of Samoa. So they have two shooters coming together and doing a split lead, one to the top, one to the post, using their bodies very well to protect that space that the ball has to be passed through.
So changing the goal shooter position and the goal attack. So Lassie, she goes off to the bench, and again we'll bring the names, bring the changes to you as soon as possible, as we see a superb disruption there, but deemed to be an obstruction. So Cook Islands get another chance with a new shooter pairing. And just sense that there's some tired legs there. It's unusual that Lassie would leave the court for the Cook Islands, but just receiving a bit of treatment courtside. And this is where players will start to feel the fatigue.
So just feel it, the momentum at the moment is running against the Cook Islands. The coach is trying to make some changes to liven up the energy of this attacking pairing. Going for the lofted ball, forcing a long shot, and that's a great entry by the goal shooter for the Cook Islands, taking their goal score to 6 this quarter.
So to bring you the change at centre for the Cook Islands, Iro goes to the bench, Tumu Makara comes on, and we'll bring you those other changes as soon as possible. So Jonathan Glassy choosing to ring the changes, and that's, in our view, it's about fatigue and some of the players just needing a bit of recovery time. And for someone like Glassy, the goal attack, she's pretty much played the full 60 minutes, Denise, of each of their games so far.
Yeah, she certainly has. Some of the key players who sometimes they have to leave on because of their greater skill and tactical knowledge, but it does pay a price later down the line in these playoff games. So a slow and deliberate build up to the Samoan attack. Goal shooter sealing that one off, taking their lead 29-14. There you can see the split, base and top. Can't keep it in.
So the young families are in. Give us a wave.
Just missed it. Next time, perhaps. That's a better lead through the middle for Cook Islands. Oh, excellent defending, arms over.
Great steal from the wing defence. And that's Soleil's from Samoa.
Great swing of the ball across the circle edge. Goal shooter, yep, seals another one. That's her 7th goal this quarter.
So lots of tactical information coming from the benches, and it's all about the defence and just really trying to keep the players high up the court. For Samoa, it's been a little bit more clinical than the Cook Islands as they make some wholesale changes. And just to tell you the Cook Islands change in the shooting circle, Thierry goes to goal attack to replace Glassy, and Tikitau, she comes on at goal shooter.
Bit more pressure there. We really need Cook Islands to take this ball through. All have got to work to get some space. Leg work of the centre court. They have a high volume of court to cover. Lots of endurance needed as well as speed. Good straight lead. Great shot by the goal attack. Thierry, she's come on well, coming out from shooter to the goal attack position.
So the big question, Denise, as we go into the final few minutes, can the Cook Islands bring back 14 goals to get anywhere near this scoreline of Samoa?
They can, but they need to lift their energy levels, their work rate, and they need to make sure they get their goal off their centre pass and really disturb, right, the shooting, the attack through the court of Samoa, who are very steady and positive in their movement. There we can see Glassy just keeping the blood flowing. I'm sure we'll see her back on again. So into the last minute, 32-16, Samoa lead, the Cook Islands.
And there we go. So consistent is what we would say for that scoreline for Samoa, because it is a 16-8 quarter again for them. So they now take a 32-16 lead against the Cook Islands. So not what we expected after the first 5 minutes, where the Cook Islands were leading in the first quarter, as both teams leave the competition arena just to reset, rethink. It's Samoa leaving the hall, Cook Islands staying put. There'll be some tactical discussions from the Cook Islands. It's not without reach, this score, but an awful lot to do from the Cook Islands to break the fluency of Samoa. Confirmed scoreline, Samoa 32, Cook Islands 16. And we'll be back in 10 minutes for the second half. Here's just some of the highlights of that. The second 15 minutes of this, the placing game for 11th and 12th.
To the fullest, I can see the difference. I'm improving day in and day out. I'm doing the most from the team. Logo to Copello. Karija Parana, Buta Paranek, Java Java Power, Aditi Banek, Gabuera, Urupa Jago Tupe, like a Saliman, Wabuque, Naguarana, Pinarana, victory shall come. To Zarana, Shonarana, victory shall come.
We are moving, we are rising high. Pushing boundaries, we are soaring high.
We've got to fight for this in this next quarter. Don't leave it to the last quarter before we start playing. Right, so defense has got to be spot on. Okay, when we attack with the ball, we're floating the ball, and we're not looking at the defense cutting across. So we've got to have a look at the ball. That's it, just the ball.
Ladies and gentlemen, I've got a young girl and she said she wants to talk. I don't know what she wants to talk about. I'm excited to hear what she wants to say. She says she's sad.
So welcome back to quarter 3 of this, the 11th, 12th placing game on day 8 of the Netball World Youth Cup. It is the Cook Islands versus Samoa, and Samoa 16 goal margin they developed in the first half. It is 32 goals, playing 16 from the Cook Islands. So teams onto court, umpires about to start the game. So again, she uses the support of the mid-quarters, but Muliaga, she's got a great shot on her, Denise.
She certainly has. The scoreline within each quarter has more or less been 16-8, 16-8. So a very consistent attacking side. Samoa keeping the Cook Islands down to 8 goals. So the percentages, 16 to 17 goals scored for Samoa, 8 to 11 for Cook Islands, and that's a good one to start with. A good mid-range shot.
So Samoa very happy with the scoreline so far, and with a few changes in and around the Cook Islands team, we can see that Glassy is back on. So she did go off. We sense there was a bit of cramp there, a bit of fatigue, and she does return to the court. We'll bring the changes as soon as we receive them in commentary from the courtside officials.
Looks like Thierry's gone back to goal shooter. Good drilled pairing.
Oh, look, you see, is that a turtle from the Cook Islands for support? So I'm not so sure the officials will take that as an animal on the bench. We'll have to check that rule out and let you know. Saying that, the Australians bring their kangaroo onto court every single game. So good to see Cook Islands look a little deflated on their bench. There are some really tired legs out there.
Here she comes, Glassy. Those long-range shots. Can she start to lift her team to try and erode this high-scoring game? Oh, late contact there. How do they get up from that? They have tough bodies, don't they?
They do, and as she hits the deck, we've just received the team changes, so we can confirm Glassy, as we know, she's back at goal attack. Patutama is at goalkeeper. Roberts at goal defence. Rongakia at wing defence, and Thierry, as you mentioned, Denise, back at goal shooter. So Cook Islands ringing the changes, doing all they can just to keep themselves in this game. They're trying to claw back some of this margin that has developed from Samoa, but it's a tough ask. Samoa just look the fitter side on court as we watch in this, the third quarter.
So trying to stay in contention, 4-3 this quarter to Samoa. Cook Islands regaining possession. This is where the legwork's done through that mid-court. Great long-range pass. Here she comes, Captain Glassy, and it's checked out by the goalkeeper. Come on, ladies, give us a smile. They're very concerned.
So with 5 minutes gone, it is 4-3 in this quarter to Samoa. So much better tight scoring. So keeping it positive. Coaches will always be looking for quarter scores. And for the Cook Islands, they've just got to try and keep breaking down this margin. But it's looking tough out there for the Cooks. They do look a little bit tired. Lovely feed, lovely ball. The ball into the space right under the post for Muliaga to pick up for Samoa.
She's taken a lot of shots. That's 5 out of 5 this quarter. Good leading ball by Glassy. Opts to offload. That's her favourite shot, mid-range. 6-4 to Samoa in the third quarter of this 11th to 12th placing game.
Oh, totally dedicated to this wonderful sport of netball. Look at them, they're in the crowd. The blue seats to our left and right in commentary are starting to fill as the locals are coming in their Botswana colours. And we've got everybody painted blue all over. So
inside and out.
The tongue, whatever it was blue that she was eating. So next game up is Botswana versus Zimbabwe. And it's incredible to think that in the top 10, there are 4 African nations, and just credit to the development that's gone on in this continent for netball. Their standard has gone up in the last 8 years. 2 cycles of World Youth, and a great achievement for Africa. And let's not forget Botswana. They've hosted this fantastic competition, the inaugural Netball World Youth Cup, and for anybody looking on, you will have witnessed a great display of netball. We've met some outstanding volunteers. The people of Botswana are just full of smiles. They're passionate people, enjoy life. Their health, a taxi driver said to me, was far more important than money. And if that's anything to go by, then I'm going to take that motto back home.
Here they go. That's good fast ball through the mid-court by Cook Islands. A little bit of energy in their legs. It's always good to see that ball go in. Jerry pushing her team on.
So 9-5 so far in this quarter to Samoa, as that one casually reaches the shooter of Muliaga. So timeout called from the goal defence from Samoa, Sasega, and we'll bring you that change as soon as possible.
Good heavy arms over. Disrupting the vision of the passer. Just failed. You can see the Botswana cultural costumes. They always come out sit together, do a lot of dancing and tongue wagging to get the sound for Botswana.
Yes, and we've also got the hashtags. Nice. Simple one for me is hashtag NWYC 2017, but the one that sits with the culture and the vibrancy of Botswana, Denise, is hashtag
Riabatsa! So solid performance, just cruising now to a 23 goal difference, Samoa.
So it's 28 degrees outside, and that is the temperature for the local people of winter. And they've got their jackets on, they've got their blankets, they're feeling the cold, but they'll soon be hotting up in this arena as Botswana come out to play against Zimbabwe. Botswana seeking the 9th place position, and already the president of Netball here in Botswana and the president of Africa herself is saying it will be a close encounter.
Oh, lovely draw by the goal attack, pulling space for the shooter under the post. Samoa still challenging every pass, putting pressure on the Cook Islands. Thierry, sound shot. She's doing well in this quarter. A little bit of a low 5. Encouraging their team. Put another step in. Put another move in.
So to confirm the change at goal defence for Samoa, Sasega went to the bench and Mainu, she comes on to replace. So pretty pleased with the performance so far, the Samoan coaching team for the Cook Islands. A little disappointed, however. It is day 8 and there are some tired legs out there as Samoa again regain possession.
Some beautiful movement and timing through the court. 2 beauties we have on camera.
It's infectious, the Botswana smile, isn't it, Denise? They smile at you and you want to smile for the rest of the day.
Yes, they do. Even though they don't know you, you can be outside, inside, right, moving along in your transport, and everybody's smiling and waving.
So another change for Samoa at wing attack. Southon, she goes off the court, and To'ia, she comes on at wing attack.
Good shot by Glassy. She's coming back into the game. 25 goal margin. Just seems a little bit mechanical at the moment. Primary carer looking on. Looks like we've got some subs late on. About 2 minutes to go.
So a change at centre for the Cook Islands. Again, we'll confirm that as soon as we have the official names from the bench down on the competition floor.
I think sometimes it's important to note the officials, the umpires. There's only 2 of them. They have to cover the whole court. The fitness levels, endurance have got to be very high, especially for these fast-moving teams at the Under-21 World Youth Cup. Great interception. Can this lift the Cook Islands team? I'd like to see more of them. Safe build-up.
So Cook Islands hit the 25 goal measure, but still a 23 goal margin. Samoa 48, Cook Islands 25. So a few stops and starts in this quarter. Quite a few changes. Player was on a few minutes ago. That player off now to the bench, and there we see that's the Gilbert official ball for the Netball World Youth Cup campaign. So Gilbert, the ball sponsors of this World Cup, and it's a fantastic design and one that I'm sure will be around to purchase online. So if you want to check any of the scores out, any of the final placings from today, go to the website nwyc2017.com. As we finish the end of the third quarter, it is Samoa 48, Cook Islands 26. We'll leave you with some of the highlights in what was a bit of a slower quarter, and we've talked a lot about the legs and the ability to keep going. So final 15 minutes for these 2 nations coming up. Stay with us and we'll be back for the commentary as the score is confirmed. Samoa 48, Cook Islands 26.
I'm only living life to the fullest. I can see the difference. I'm improving day in and day out. I'm doing the most from the team. To Copello. Carija Parana, Buta Paranek, Java Java Power, Aditi Vanek, Gabuera, Urupa, Jaco Tupe, Gagesaliman, Wabukue, Naguarana, Pinarana, victory shall come. Tuzarana, Sonarana, victory shall come.
We are moving, we are rising high, pushing boundaries, we are soaring high. Victory, victory, victory is in our blood. Victory, victory, victory is in our blood.
So both teams in the final seconds of preparation as they make their way onto court for this, the final quarter. That was a scoreline in that third quarter of 16-10 to Samoa. So better quarter for the Cook Islands, scored another 2 goals. And here we go, final 15 minutes for Samoa and the Cook Islands in this, the inaugural Netball World Youth Cup. So next up in this, the day 8 of competition, the placing matches, we've got the home nation up against Zimbabwe in the final game today. So that will be a placing game for 9th and 10th position. And Denise, what are your thoughts? Botswana, Zimbabwe, 2 African nations. Who would you go with?
Well, at the moment we do have that big home crowd from Botswana and Gaborone, so I would go with Botswana, but I know Zimbabwe, right, African nation, they're very competitive, so I want it to be a thriller.
So Sunday's games for netball enthusiasts around the world. If you're free, well, I would suggest if you're not free, cancel work and sit and watch the live stream, because the final day 9 is not for the faint-hearted. You will see at 10 o'clock Uganda versus Scotland, playing for 7th and 8th position. At 12 you'll be able to see Jamaica versus South Africa, and that is for 5th and 6th. At 2 p.m, England take on Fiji, playing for the bronze medal and the placings of 3 and 4. And then the spectacle, it always seems to be Southern Hemisphere, New Zealand versus Australia. And England did their best to try and crack the Australians. It wasn't to be. Fiji couldn't do anything against a clinical New Zealand. So the final, playing for gold and silver medals, is New Zealand versus Australia at 4 p.m. Superb day of netball ahead. It's not over yet though on day 8 as we play out this game against Samoa and the Cook Islands. And I might have said cancel work, but that didn't mean the cameramen and the backroom staff who seem to think that it applies to them. Well, that would be tragic. They're not going anywhere. We're not. We'll be back tomorrow. It will be a superb day. And don't forget, at the end of the day, the medal ceremony, the closing ceremony. And we witnessed a superb opening ceremony. Seems months ago, but Botswana did themselves proud, and I'm sure they'll be doing the same again at the closing ceremony.
So still a 14 goal margin, Samoa in this 11th to 12th place match. They're leading the way, opting to take high percentage shots under the post. It's very quiet on the Cook Islands bench.
Good defensive pressure there from Mihar, the goal defence from the Cook Islands.
Steely-eyed vision from the shooters to the post. Great drive. Still staying strong on the top of the circle. Glassy just offloading with a bounce pass. That's a good shot in. Great to see both teams still challenging. Samoa have shown a high percentage of shooting accuracy in this match today. And most of these shooters, right, practice 5 days a week, putting about 200 shots in a day. It's not all done with all of the running. They have to go out there and put extra practice in to make sure their shooting action, their technique is honed. So when it comes to the competitive element, they don't have to think about it. They just go for that hoop. Oh, that's a great interception by the centre from Cook Islands in green. Taking this ball through, resetting to the third line, the transverse line. Great shooter to shooter ball. That's lovely. Bit more speed on the ball from the Cook Islands. Defence is sitting back for Samoa. It's never all over. Another 9 minutes to go. Yep, double defended. It's excellent to see the commitment from Cook Islands. There we see the offload, no chances taken, high percentage, into the ring.
So the Whigs are in town now. Yes, you've been spotted. We've got the hair. They're ready to go.
So it looks like Thierry's going off for Cook Islands. She's done a sterling job. Some fresh legs coming on. Samoan substitution, their full squad looking very comfortably on.
So just to confirm, Toia at wing attack for Samoa. So new replacement wing attack for Samoa again at that time out. So ringing the changes. And as we said, some tired legs out there. Really struggling now, some of the players. And it's the final push for the Samoans and the Cook Islands in this, the 2017 World Youth Cup campaign.
There's a bit of talk going around about the ruling around the stoppages. So if a player calls for a timeout for an injury, it's at the umpire's discretion.
Yes, the players must indicate why they're calling a timeout, and obviously that is indicated to the umpire on their side of the court, and that's the point that we're starting to see players leave the court, and then you see positional changes and potential substitutions beyond the single substitution at times for the player that actually called the timeout and their position.
And all that has to be done in 30 seconds.
So remember, the umpires, they can call a timeout, and that is indicated from the bench. That would be the paddle held up with a U, and that on most occasions is to either ask a player to put a bib on if it's come off. It could be if there's blood on the ball or on the hands of a player or body, and that would be their opportunity as umpires to stop the game. Occasionally it's done to tidy up as well if they want to speak to the captains, but for the players themselves, they've got an opportunity to call a timeout themselves. If they are injured, they leave the court, and that's when we see sometimes, Denise, an awful lot of changes, not just the one for the injured player.
Yes, we certainly do. But that is a time that both teams can do that. It's not just the person calling the timeout. The opposition can then put substitutes on as well.
Wow, look at that. Give us a wave. Superb. So you got yourself ready, that young lady got herself ready in the crowd and then designed the face paint. So that's the commitment of this crowd, and they're desperate to see their home nation, Botswana, take that 9th placing. Up next against Zimbabwe at 6 o'clock. So that will be an African derby, and as we look out of commentary into the last 4 minutes of this game, right by the stage down there and the flags is someone who's really commanded a lead position for African netball. It's Liz Brumed, MBE, down there. She served as a technical lead for this competition, and it's been a big job. She's just about keeping her head up, but or is she snoozing down there, Denise? I'm not quite sure.
I'm sure she won't be. I slightly saw her move, so things are still awake down on Liz Broomhead's chair. She's still writing away, keeping things behind the scenes, technically up and running. So much energy from such a lovely lady.
And she's there. She's getting everything into place for the closing ceremony. She's put out a fine job. She's worked on the training of the officials. She's worked and supported training for the volunteers. Over 300 of them from the local community, and they should be incredibly proud. They have served this competition so well. There she is. There she is. And I think she's almost saying to herself, just one more day. So she'll be celebrating tomorrow, quite rightly so. So some changes for Samoa. Ian's at wing defence. So wing defence, Samoa, Evans.
Glassy still putting those mid-range shots in. Crowd give her a cheer.
So for the Cook Islands, Tikita, she goes back to goal shooter, and Pose goes to centre for Samoa.
Fabulous long range shot. Samoa still popping them in. Taking the score line, Samoa 63, Cook Islands 34. So very clinical performance by Samoa.
So a 28 margin. So it is 63 goals to Samoa, 36 to the Cook Islands. So a 27 goal margin.
Great vision. Goal attack to goal shooter.
So that could be the last goal of the competition unless the Cook Islands can salvage one more. Pressure Salia there at goalkeeper.
Long bomb.
And
Just jumps out. And the last 9 seconds, it's worth going for that shot. Use of the post. A little cheeky. Pass to the post, and she enters the court, gets the rebound.
So another miss. It is a penalty, so it will count. It does. And that's the end of this placing game for 11th and 12th. So fine performance, Samoa, 64 goals to 37. And they will take the 11th place. And the Cook Islands will finish this campaign in the 12th placed position. So fantastic performance, Samoa. Not the game, not the A game that the Cook Islands can bring. Some real fatigue set in at times. Lots of changes, positional and substitutions made as we see both teams get together, congratulate each other and finish their World Cup campaign. Confirmed scoreline on your screen: Samoa 64, Cook Islands 37. We'll leave you with some highlights of the last 60 minutes. It's been a great show from Samoa. Not the finish the Cook Islands wanted, but they've enjoyed their World Cup and they'll be into their warm down and they'll be watching the games tomorrow. So congratulations, Cook Islands and Samoa. We've really enjoyed commentating on both of your team's games, and we'll go through the replays. And Denise, great show from Samoa.
Yes, they showed that they were really strong, both in attack and defence, really putting an awful lot of pressure on the Cook Islands to force long shots.
So some cool shooting from the Samoans. Accuracy not without the contest though from the Cook Islands defence, but just cool, composed. Our umpires carrying us through this game well. That was Chikatsa Lephol and Janet Edeling. So lots to take from this game. Samoa, Cook Islands, they'll take the positives as well. Just wasn't their day, and the smiles say it all from the bench. The crowd, they loved it. They're supporting. Equally, they're in the house for the next game, which will be Botswana versus Zimbabwe. 6 o'clock Botswana time. So stay around. There will be some interviews with the coaches and captains as we close out from commentary and pass over for the interviews. And if you're from the Cook Islands or Samoa or a netball fan, then let's see what the coaches had to say about that game, and equally the captains.
That's how the 11th place